here today we are going to discuss what is meant by molding sand and properties of molding sand and types of molding sand and ingredients in molding sand. Okay, so here what is molding sand? Okay, so it consisting of a sand which clay or binders. It consisting of a sand with clay or binder used to make mold. Is used to make mold. So it can be reused. Okay, so it can be reused. Okay, then properties of molding sand. Okay, say here we have the various properties are there. So we will see one by one. So the first one is the porosity, or also called as the permeability. So porosity is nothing but a porous material. It is a porous material. A gap between the sand particles provide the passage for the flue gases. Okay, flue gases. So that is called porosity, and the next one is a plasticity. So it acquire the shape of the pattern. It is acquire the shape of the pattern. So deforms to required shapes. Okay, so deforms to required shapes. So after pressing the sand, so that mold cavity will be attained or retain its the same shape. It cannot become to its original shape. Okay, that is called plasticity. And then other property is called flowability. So it flows into the corners. Okay, it flows into the corners and deeper into the molding box. It flows into the corners and deeper into the molding box. Okay, then collapsibility. Collapsibility is nothing but it can be broken into particles and can be reused. It can be broken into particles and as well as reused. Okay, so that is collapsibility. So means after completing of your molding process, removing the casting object from the mold, so the sand should be broke. Okay, see while breaking the sand should be easily broke. Okay, so that type of property of the sand we requires. Okay, and then next other type is that is called adhesiveness. Okay, so adhesiveness and as well as cohesiveness, these are the both relative terms. So what is adhesiveness means adheres to the surface of the pattern and molding sand. Okay, so here the sticking nature. Okay, so sticking nature means so here we can stick the sand particles to a molding box. Okay, molding box surfaces means it will be stick the sand to the molding surface. Okay, molding surface of the box. Okay, molding box. So what happens? So the complete mold will be stay there only. So the sand should not stick the molding box. What happens while lifting the molding box? Automatically only the box will be lift upside, the remaining sand will be dropped on the molding board itself. Okay, so in order to do not do that one. So what happens? So what to do means just simply, so the sand should be stick to the molding boxes. So while lifting also it may not be happen anything. Okay, that is called adhesiveness. Okay, so here cohesiveness means, see, the ability of the sand particles to stick to each other, means sand to sand, or sand particle to sand particle to stick together to get the bonding surfaces. Okay, so that is called cohesiveness. And the next one is a refractoriness. Okay, so it withstand high temperature. Refractory means it is related to a temperature top. So it withstand high temperature. So withstand heat of molten metal. Withstand the heat of molten metal. Okay, so that is about the properties of sand. So this is a very important. Definitely we can get the question, what is the properties of sand? Okay, so they here the few properties are there. There is a flowability, collapsibility, adhesiveness, cohesiveness, and refractoriness. Okay, and then next types of molding sand. Okay, so here we have a few types are there: the natural sand, synthetic sand, and special sand. Okay, so natural sand. Okay, the sand collected from river beds. Okay, sand collected from river beds. Okay, sand collected from pits. Okay, so added with 5 to 10% of clay. Added with 5 to 10% of clay. Clay develops strength and plasticity. Clay develops strength and plasticity. Used for non-ferrous castings. Used for non-ferrous castings and grey cast iron castings. Used for non-ferrous castings and grey cast iron castings. Also called green sand. Is also called as green sand. Then next synthetic sand. So it is a clay free sand. So clay from free sand. So a mixture of sand, bentonite, so 3 to 5% binders, and water 3 to 4%. Okay, so used for ferrous castings. Okay, used for ferrous castings. So a natural sand, so it is collected from river beds or pits. Okay, that is used for ferrous castings and grey cast-iron castings. It is used for ferrous castings. Okay, that is synthetic casting. So and here we have the special castings are there. That is a high refractory sands. Okay, it is used for accurate castings. Okay, so examples are zirconium, olivine, chromite, magnesite, and chromite. Okay, so these all are the various special sands. Okay, so what are the advantages of synthetic sand over natural sand? A few advantages and limitations are there. So a more uniform grain size, it has more uniform grain sand and high permeability, so moldability, easier control of properties, is suitable for variety of castings, that is the advantages of synthetic sand over natural sand. And then limitations. Okay, what are the limitations? Means high initial cost, so patching is difficult, so dries out fastly, skilled labor is required. Okay, so these are the some limitations over natural sand. Okay, and then in classifications according to the initial conditions. So we have various classifications are there. That is a green sand, dry sand, loam sand, facing sand, backing sand, system sand, parting sand, and core sand. Okay, these are the various types of casting sand are there. So first we will see one by one. That is a casting, that is a green sand. In order to make the casting with the help of green sand, so the foundry sand contains the moisture. The green refers the moisture content. Okay, so green sand is nothing but it is not a color in green, so it is refers the moisture content. So silica sand, so here silica sand 18 to 30% of clay plus 6 to 8% of water. Okay, so this sand can be reused also. So used for small and medium castings. And the next type of sand is dry sand. Okay, so moisture free sand. Okay, dry sand is moisture free sand. Okay, we use for medium and heavy castings. Then loam sand. So it is a mixture of sand. So mixture of sand and clay, that is 50% sand and 50% clay, that is. Okay, so this loam sand is used for large castings. Okay, so pipes, rolls used in paper mills. Okay, so facing sand. Okay, so applied to the surface of the pattern, used for getting the smooth surface. Okay, so layer thickness of mold ranges from 20 to 30 mm. Okay, so that is called facing sand. So it is applied to the surface of the pattern, used for getting smooth surface. Okay, so that is about the facing sand. And then next one is backing sand. Okay, so it is used to support the facing sand. To fill rest of the flask. Okay, its purpose. So it is a porous mixture of sand. Okay, that is called backing sand. Next, system sand. Okay, so it is prepared from used sand. It is a reconditioned. Okay, so the system sand is a reconditioned sand. Okay, used to fill complete flasks. So it possesses high strength, porosity, and refractoriness. Okay, then next, parting sand. So a fine sand dust. So it is a fine sand dust. So prevent sticking to the pattern surfaces. That is example brick powder. So parting sand is a fine sand dust will be sprinkled on the mold surface. Okay, and then next to coarse sand. Okay, used for making coats. It consisting of a silica sand, binders, so lined seed oil and resin and water. So it possesses high refractoriness. That is about the coarse sand. So list of ingredients in foundry sand. Okay, so what are the ingredients? Means natural and synthetic sand, that is the sand. So binders. Okay, so binders lo clay binder, organic binders and inorganic binders. Okay, and the next one is water will be used. Then additives we have, so sand additives, okay, binders and additives. So in sand additives, these are added to the molding sand. These are added to the molding sand. They control sand. They control sand properties. They control sand properties. Widely used additives. So what are the additives we are used means coal dust, wood floor, silica floor, iron oxide. Okay. So what is the purpose of coal dust means to improve the surface finish. Okay, to improve the surface finish. Then what is the wood floor means, so to improve the collapsibility of the core, to improve the collapsibility of core. Then next silica floor, so reduce the metal penetration, reduce the metal penetration. Then last one is the iron oxide, to increase dry strength, to increase dry strength. These are the sand additives. Okay, so sand binders and as well as sand additives. Okay, sand binders are clay binders, organic binders and inorganic binders. So clay binders generally is the clay, and organic binders are bentonite, resin seal, oil and resins. Inorganic binders are Portland cement and sodium silicate. Okay, so these are the things we have studied in this class. So remaining thing will be discussed in the next class. Thank you.